What's going on, YouTube? Good evening, good evening, good evening. How is everybody doing this evening? Are you guys hearing me? Audio check, video check, everything check. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, YouTube? Everybody, shout out to everybody that's coming in the live, man. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody. Today is gonna be a great live, man. I'm telling you right now. I am telling you right now. It's going to be a great live. Get your pen and paper because I'm going to be teaching you how to do partial on your 26-foot box truck. Get your pen and paper. I'm going to go I'm going to do a little in-depth. And I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to be talking to you guys. Shout out to everybody, man. Good evening to everybody. When you come in the live, hit that like button. I'm ready. Are you ready? You know what I mean? Is your own boy ready? You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody that was in the live yesterday. I did a live talking about the 5 police officers. You know what I mean? Shout out to Mark the Mentor. Shout out to everybody that dropped in, man. Shout out to Tony. Everybody that's around and in the building. Big up to everybody that was in that live, man. If you don't catch it, go and watch it yesterday. I still got it up. But today I'm going to be talking about the business and the box truck business and, trying to save you guys time and money and effort. Stop running out here with these box truck empty. You know what I mean? And so the question I have to ask, I got to ask everyone this question is, are partial load the new one pick one drop? Hey, man, is that going to be the new one pick one drop? Because I hear a lot of people saying the brokers are not paying any money. The rates are low. People are saying they're getting out of the business because the rates is low, the whole shebang. You know what I'm saying? So to survive in this business, do you need to start to do partial? Because I've been doing it for a very, very, very long time. So, shout out to Daniel, shout out to Interstate, shout out to the Browns. Dean, what's up? What's up, my man down there in let me look and see who is this in the top, man. Shout out to everybody that's coming in. Shout out to Daniel. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's dropping in the live. Shout out to Bill. Big up to everybody that's coming in. Hit that like button. If you know the routine, man, just hit the like button. All right. Because I'm gonna talk about it today. Are the partial load is that's gonna be the new one pick one drop? Because everybody's complaining that the rates is low, people not, paying rates. I mean, the brokers are not paying they're not paying for the loads, the whole shebang. Everybody's complaining. You know what I mean? So we're gonna talk about, you get what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about congratulations on Billy's getting his truck tomorrow. Do the brokers say anything about having freight on your truck with other freight? I am going to be talking about that too, because a lot of people have this myth where you have one load and you cannot put it on the truck. You know what I mean? And everybody have this misconception about the box truck and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So we're going to be talking about it. I did a live a couple months ago, and I told you guys it is your truck. You're paying the insurance. You're paying the finance charge. It's your MC, your driver's license. Okay? You're the one that putting gas in the truck. So how dare a broker tell you what freight and what freight you cannot put on your truck and how to run a truck and tell you that you cannot put freight together? It's your truck. Get what I'm saying? It's your truck. You the owner of the truck and the bit. It is my business. It's my truck. I can do whatever I want with that space behind me. As long as a broker is paying you premium price to pick up one load and drop it from point A to point B, that it cover your cost per mile, I have no problem taking that one load. But you cannot give me one load at partial rate and then want me to give you exclusive service. Doesn't work like that. You know what I'm saying? Does not work like that. All right? It doesn't work like that. And I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna drop it on you guys tonight. Doesn't work like that. It's your business. Think about it, guys. You're the one who go out and find a truck. I got 2 people in the live just now saying that they're getting their truck tonight, this week. If you want to book a consultation or you want to book whatever, this is the website for the gentleman that's in the live. But think about it. It's your truck. You the one that go out, find that truck. You got to pay the deposit. You got to get the truck. You got to pay all the fees and all. How dare you have a broker tell you, well, I'm going to give you this load, but you can't put no other load with it. Man, get out of here with that nonsense. You get what I'm saying? Get out of here with that nonsense. Shout out to Daniel. He got an Eno. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to TNY. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody. Man, I'm telling you, I was in the whole day. I was in training. It was training day. Consultation, training. This is why I was late for the live, because I was in training. Listen, man. Listen, check this out, man. Check this out. Let me put this in a simpler perspective. When you see a load, some of you guys have to understand, okay? Some of you guys have to understand, okay? When you run into brokers that want to dictate what they want to do for your, like if you run into a guy and say, well, that's how it is, you got to do it or it's too bad. Listen, man, some of y'all acting like that's the only broker company on the load board. You know, sometimes I turn load down and then I'll turn around and get a better load, better rate, even simpler load than the little jerk I was trying to deal with just now. It happens all the time. Stop get hung up on these one guy that said something because y'all think that y'all gotta take this one load because y'all in a spot. No, man. If you book a load with a guy or trying to book a load with a broker and he's telling you all these terms and conditions, this is why when I hate when people come on the internet and tell you, you gotta follow what the broker say. BS. I ain't following nobody. Well, you sign a contract. I sign a contract not to steal and damage a freight and commit fraud and atrocity while I'm transporting the freight. Did any of y'all ever read that contract? That contract is basically written to favor the broker. You think that, matter of fact, do y'all think the FMCSA give one rat behind what you and a broker discuss about a load? They don't care about that. The FMCSA only care that you pick that load up, strap it in a truck, and drive safely from point A to point B. They don't care about no rates. They don't care about who curse you out. They don't care about brokers writing you up on 411. They don't care about none of that stuff. So all you people who like to come out here and talk like we got to follow these brokers guideline and we got to follow these brokers and these shippers and all that is a bunch of BS. But hey, if you from the boot liquor gang, keep licking boots. That's why some of y'all company ain't surviving out here. Keep licking them boots. You better come to Pennsylvania where they're riding around with them ponies so one of them can step in their little mess and you lick it too. Nobody dictate my truck, ever. And I can bring a FMCSA personal on this form and let them tell you that they don't. Matter of fact, I got a lady by the name of Miss Penny. I can bring her here and she will drop some information. Don't let these guys run your truck. Don't ever let them do it. You know what I'm saying? You want to run a truck? You buy that truck. You put me in that truck, and then you dictate what that truck does. So for all you people coming out here and jumping on the internet and talking about, oh, we got to follow brokers' guideline. Oh, we got to follow what the shippers say. A bunch of BS. Well, too bad. I ain't following what nobody said. Listen, I quit my job years ago to not take orders from supervisors, managers, and all the jerks I got to deal with. I quit my job years ago. You're telling me that I should be in a truck getting the same treatment? Might as well I stay where I was. Man, listen, man. You understand the term? Go look up the term independent contractor, owner operator. Go look up the term CEO. Go look up those terms because that's the term that we go by. That's the term and the position that you're in. You are the CEO of your company. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to Ray, man. Welcome in the live, Ray. Shout out to Ray. You are a CEO. Every documents that attach to your shipping company and your trucking company, you are the face of it. So how dare you have some guy, some of these guys are some little 20-year-old cats. You ever talk to some of these brokers? Little kid. TQL, yeah, you can't put no other freight with there. Okay. You put a seal on it, I put a bomb on the seal and blow it off and still put 2 more pilot on the thing. Don't do nothing, man. Can't do nothing. All right? But now we're going to talk about the partial because everybody's struggling. Everybody is struggling. Everybody is struggling. Months ago, I talked about partial. I get pushback from some people. You know, some guys will come and they'll be like, nah, you can't do partial. It's too complicated. You can't put the load together. It doesn't work, blah, blah, blah. But now we see them same dudes who were pushing back. Now the rates are low and now they can't make the money that they were making. Now they're trying to do partial. See what I'm saying? Now they're trying to do the partial game. Now they're coming out and they're like, yeah, I got to get with Kirky Fresh because, man, this partial thing is the way now. See, I told you guys. Because if the rate that you're looking for, if your cost per mile is $1.60 and the rate drops and a broker is only giving you $1.10, then what are you going to make up for the extra 50 cents? Are you going to take that one drop at $1.10, or are you going to find your 2 partial that is paying $1.10 times 2, which is $2.20? I'm just, hey, man. Hey, you have your pen and paper? I'm just saying, what are you going to do? Hit the like button, guys. Hit that like button. I'm going to have to write up my girl Nick because she's coming into work late. I'm going to have to find me a new, I'm going to demote her and then fire her. I might have to hire this. I might have to hire Latrice. Troublemaker Latrice. I did a training with Latrice and said, oh my God, Shout out to Latrice, man. I'm telling you. I did a training with Latrice just now, and I'm telling you, boy, oh my goodness. I wanted to quit trucking. Latrice was the biggest troublemaker I ever met. Shout out to Latrice. Oh my God, guys, when I say trouble, I'm telling you, man, this lady is trouble. Boy, I tell you. But one thing I love about her is she take note of every single thing. Man, she like those people at court, in the court where you where as you're talking, they're typing. That's what she was doing. When I was done, she was like, "Yeah, look, I got all my notes now." You know what I mean? Shout out to Latrice. Shout out to Latrice, man. I'm telling you, man, we have a lot of fun today because but yeah, but she was cool, man. I like to see women that are coming out and doing having their own business and starting their business and wanna understand and very humble. Not she's not like the type where you see on the internet. Very humble. She's very curious and concerned, and she genuinely want to know. So shout out to Latrice. You know what I mean? And Latrice and Yolanda, I think her name is. They're watching the live, so hey man. But anyway, we were talking about partial today, and I dropped gems in them. You know what I mean? They were blown away. You know what I mean? Shout out to my man Clarence. Me and Clarence did a partial training today. Blow him away. You get what I'm saying? So now I'm gonna talk to you guys about partial and blow you guys away. You get what I'm saying? But the key element of what I'm gonna talk about today, and I want you guys to understand how this whole entire trucking business work, what you need to set up yourself and all that stuff. You get what I'm saying? So, like I told you guys before, that a lot of you folks who does not understand the cost per mile, how much money your truck is running, I'm gonna let you understand that today, okay? And I wanted to, I wanted to, got my whole entire thing set up, but like I said, man, I was doing so much training today. All right, so many training today. Um, and believe it or not, I get up at 7 and was already hit the ground running. Um, I shout out to my man Clarence, man. And even Latrice would tell it, like I call him and I'm like, y'all ready? Y'all ready? Let's go. Cause I was on a time crunch. You get what I'm saying? And I still gotta, you know, give them the time because I wanted them to understand what I really want them to have in in order to come out here and run their truck. So I spend a lot of time with them, just like I spend a lot of time with you guys to let you guys understand. Partial is the new one pick one drop. Let me tell you guys something. If you're coming out here with a 2023 with a 26-foot box truck, you're gonna have to start to adapt the one pick, one drop as a thing that you're gonna minimize and now trying to focus on two pick, two drop. At least the two pick, two drop for now, because the one pick, one drop, you can make money off the one pick, one drop if you know your cost per mile. But what about the guys who doesn't know the cost per mile and just doing loads to do loads? You get what I'm saying? So the one pick, one drop is fine as long as you have your cost per mile cover. But why not now focus on the partial, which is a two pick, two drop? And the reason why I'm going to stop at two pick, two drop is because a lot of people cannot master the whole 3-4 load at a time. They got to work their way up there. And guys, it's a simple metric. You book one load, it pays $1.25, $1.30. If your cost per mile is $1.10, $1.20, if a broker is paying you $1.50 and it's only 6 pallet, I would say grab it. You get what I'm saying? Because if it's going from point A to point B, your cost per mile is covered, then grab that partial and then you look for a next partial. And if that second partial is paying $1.30 and is heading in the same direction, then why not take it? You get what I'm saying? It's why not take it? So uh if you pick up one load and pick up the next load at $1.50 and $1.30. You get what I'm saying? That's $2.80. Instead of you sitting down and trying to argue with a broker to give you $4 on a load. This is why your cost per mile is so important. I'm gonna let me Willie's shooting me a text. I'm gonna Willie, send me an email and I'll walk you through the I'm gonna put my email up and you just, this is my email. Shoot me an email and I'll walk you through how to book the consultation. Because when you go on the website, you gotta go to the part that says book, and then on there you're gonna see the consultation and everything. Is you gotta go on the book, and then you will see everything. But if you're having problems, just shoot me an email, send me a number, and then I'll reach out to you, and then I'll walk you through the step to make it happen. Okay. So if you guys can get 2 loads on a truck at $1.30 and $1.50, that's $2.80, right? So if you got 2 partial on a truck, whether it's 5 pallets, 7 pallets, as long as you're under your weight and you have your 2 truck, you know, your truck is full. Sometimes your truck is not going to full. You get what I'm saying? Then once you have those 2 partial, like I said, if you're leaving from Atlanta going down to Dallas, Texas, you can pick up a load that's going into Tennessee. You can pick up a load that's going over to Arkansas. You can pick up 2 partial that's going to Dallas. You get what I'm saying? And if you book those 2 loads going in the same direction, and they can drop off along the way, and then you can pick up load along the way, then your truck is running in the positive. You get what I'm saying? So if I book a load from North Carolina going over to, let's say I book a load from North Carolina going up to New Jersey, and it's only paying me $1,100. And I find an next partial that's paying me $700. That's $1,800. Now we're talking about 500 miles, 400 miles for $1,800. Your cost per mile is $1.30, $1.40, $1.10, whatever the cost per mile is, but you're running a truck at $1,800. So now you're gonna put down 18 plus 500 plus 500 divided by 500, and that's what your truck will be running at. You get what I'm saying? So now if I'm running my truck, and then that only gonna take you a tank and a half in gas. So if your truck, I know back in the days I used to spend, the last time I was running my box truck, I was spending about $240. But I know the price of gas come down, but it's a little over $200. Let's just say $200. So if you're making $1,800 and it's going to take you a tank and a half, let's just say take you $300. You get what I'm saying? You're walking away with $1,500 in profit. You get what I'm saying? And then you're going to pay yourself. You still can chill out at the hotel for a night if you want. But by the time you reach or drop that load, you're going to already looking for load to come back out of the state. So you get what I'm saying? And you keep recycling. So this is why I told guys, you're doing 1 pick, 1 drop now. Try to increase your 1 pick, 1 drop to 2 pick, 2 drop. And if you're going to Dallas, you can look from the city that you're picking up from. So if I'm from Jersey to Dallas, I'm going to pick up in Dallas, in Jersey, try to get 2 load, and then drop along the way. So if you're driving through Pennsylvania, you're going to look for load going to Ohio. You pick up a load here. You know, you can find some load out of Jersey that are paying $1,000 going from Jersey to Indianapolis. $1,000, you can get 6 pallets. So if I'm getting $1,800 to go to St. Louis, Missouri, and it's 8 pallets, if I can find me a next set of pallets that is going to stop off in Indianapolis and get me $1,000, that's $2,800. So even if I drop in Indianapolis and I don't find anything else, and I continue to Missouri, I still make $2,800 because my cost never decreased. So even if I find something else in Indianapolis and continue to Missouri with that load, or let's say that second pickup is going to Dallas, all I got to do is just keep recycling the same thing over and over. But what a lot of folks are doing is they're focusing on this one pick, one drop, and then trying to take that one pick, one drop from here to Dallas, and then arguing with the broker to give them $3 and $4 and $2.50 a mile. And then they're targeting the bigger loads. You know what I mean? They're targeting the bigger load. The bigger and the heavier the load is the less you gotta try to minimize your space on the truck. I was talking to someone today and I told them, when you're using the load board, stop search both if you want to get to the partial. So when that option says partial or full, go to partial, because if partial is what you want, then you want to click on that option first, because then if you click both, it's going to mix with the full and the partial. Now you have to be scrambling to separate everything when you can just separate it. And then a guy like me that just focus on partial, you get what I'm saying? Boom. You're going to find those load quicker. So now you understand that if you go on the load board, partial option should be your first option. A lot of you guys, let me show you guys what I'm talking about. You get what I'm saying? Because I want you guys to understand. And if you come out here, we're going to do a setup of the load board. I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. You get what I'm saying? Because I really want you guys to understand. Hit the like button when you guys come in here. Shout out to my boy Hector. Shout out to Hector. But let me show you the screen what I'm talking about, so you guys can have a better idea of what I'm talking about. You get what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about this today, so let me share my screen with you guys. So right here, when you start to do your search, right? You guys are seeing the screen, right? So when you start to do your search, okay, you in New Jersey, so we're gonna put our New Jersey options. You have a 26-foot box truck, so you're gonna put it 26 foot. You got it in 9,500 because most of you are running 95. This is the option right here. But I'm gonna teach you another little trick, but let me show you, because I want you guys to get this. Okay. So this is an option. So rather than I look for both, I'm gonna straight go to partial because I'm more focusing on my partial. So if I let it stay on both, it's gonna mix the full truckload with the partial. But I want to get to the partial, because what about a guy like me that's gonna go look for partial? I gotta sift through all of that, so I just go straight to the partial. You get what I'm saying? Now a lot of you guys are you searching. You see, you're searching from the 29th, which is today, and then the ending search is the 29th. Boom. So then when you search, if a broker put a load that's supposed to pick up tomorrow, you ain't gonna see it, because you only looking for today's load. You ain't seeing the rest of the load that's gonna pop up tomorrow. So if I'm in Jersey and if I got one partial, but let's just say I move and I'm going through Ohio and I'm searching the same day, all I'm gonna see is that one day. But if I'm gonna drive through Ohio tomorrow, then it's better I search for the whole entire week, so I can see the load picking up tomorrow out of Ohio, and I can book it and take it up and keep running. So always do a week search, partial, a week search. And back in the days when I was running box truck, by the way, I wouldn't do 26. I would do 30. I'm going to tell you why. Yeah, Kirk, but we can't fit 30. We can't fit I don't got 30 feet, man. How that's gonna work? Well, check this out. Your truck can fit 28 pallet. Your truck can fit 28 pallet. So what happened is brokers will post on the load board in the description 14 pallet box truck is okay. Because they know that once you go to pick that up, the shipper already know that they're going to turn those pallets sideways. So you'll be able to fit those 14 pallets. So when I do a 30 search, everything that goes all the way up to 30, I can fit it. You see what I'm saying? The key about, the only difference about finding load that is 28 feet is that you got to read the description. You get what I'm saying? You got to read the description. I've spoke to brokers in the past where they're like, yeah, man, a 26-foot box truck can work. It's only 14 pallets. You get what I'm saying? So we definitely can use a 26-foot box truck. That's okay. But that's an option. That's the load that you can call the broker and say, hey, man, I know you got a 28-foot partial on the load board. It's 14 pallet. Because they'll put it in the description. And you tell them, look, man, I got a box truck. It's 28 feet. It's 26 feet. But if you turn them sideways, I can fit all 14 pallets. They already know that. And sometimes it's just a phone call. They'll grab the phone and say, hey, man, let me call my shipper and see if they're okay with the box truck. And they'll call it back. Yeah, we're cool. All right, man. They'll turn it sideways for you. Don't worry about it. Sometimes it's 2 pallets. It's 2 oversized pallets. But the reason why they put 28 feet or 30 feet is because sometimes they give themselves an extra space because of the pallets. I've been to location before where the freight doesn't even match the description. They told you you're going to pick up, they told you the pallet's going to be 48 by 48. You go over there, the pallet is a 5, the pallet is 10 by 10 by 5 inch high. You can deliver it on a bicycle. Matter of fact, you go over there, all 6 pallets is like that. This is why you guys got to read the description and ask questions. Listen, get into the habit of asking questions. The only thing they're going to tell you is no. The only thing they're going to tell you is no. But guys, you got to get in the habit of asking questions. Don't be ashamed. These people are on the phone. You're on the phone. What are you ashamed about? What are you worrying about? You get what I'm saying? Ask question. Hey, man, what's up, man? I see you got 14 pallet shipping, man. But, you know, I got a 26-foot box truck. I've shipped 14 pallet on it before. All I got to do is turn it sideways. Are you guys, you know, the shipper is cool with that? They'll tell you, man, brokers told me I can give it a load. I can give it a load and you go over there and try. You get what I'm saying? A matter of fact, if you're smart, I book load before and I show up at the facility and I even ask the guys, look, man, I'll load the truck. I put the pallets in the truck. I'll do my own driver assist only because I want to get that load. But these guys that are loading these trucks, they know that these pallets can turn sideways. As long as it's 48 by 48. But again, if you guys, that's the only thing about that part of the business. If it's not noted and it's not there to say a box truck is okay, most of the time, if you do it like that, you'll be taking a risk. You get what I'm saying? So, but business is about risk. You got to take risks. Sometimes I show up in a box truck in the past and brokers send me with a box truck and they're like, oh man, you come with a box truck? We told them we need a semi. And I talk my way in to get the load on my box truck. Matter of fact, I'm gonna drop another gems on you guys. If you put if you turn 7 of those pallets sideways, right? You can put 7 of those pallets sideways. Because sometimes I see guys will post a load and it says 13 pallet. Well, what you got, and it's 48 by 48. Well, what you got to do is you got to turn 7 of those pallets sideways and then put the other 6 pallets in regular. And the truck fit 13 pallets. Let me run that by you guys again. You're going to load 7 of the pallet. You're going to turn them sideways. You're going to turn them sideways. 7 of them are going to be turned facing the opposite side. And then the other side, you're going to put those other 6 pallets in regular. That's 13 pallets. So some of y'all sitting down and y'all be like, damn, man, I saw this load, bro. It's 13 pallet. Man, I could have get it, man. That 1 pallet, I only can fit 12 pallet. No, man, you can get it. Matter of fact, I go to a place before when it's 13 pallet, and the last, they have one little single, they have that little small pallet is a little baby pallet. It's a little tiny, whiny pallet. Sometimes you go there, they just double stack it for you. If you guys are not putting yourself in these positions, you're not going to know. I come out here and put myself in all type of decision. I go everywhere. I tried everything. You get what I'm saying? So that way I know how to maneuver out here. But if some of you guys are solely depending on the information under that board, you guys are never going to move your truck. It's why some of you guys park so long. Because you let the board overburden the information that's on it. You see a load posted. You see it says 13 pallet. Man, Jesus. That 1 pallet. See a load posted. 14 pallet. Same thing. You don't make no attempt to try to get that load because you're going by the information that you see. Not realizing that sometimes the information that is posted, you can call and make that information change into the favor of you. Talk about picking a partial and negotiating the delivery date with the broker. It's simple. I said it all the time. Negotiating the load with a broker. When does it pick up? It picks up tomorrow. Let's do this. Let's do this. So we're going to load a truck tomorrow, right? I'm empty, you empty. Let's go. So we're going to load a truck tomorrow, right? So your call about a load. My goal is to have my truck empty by Wednesday. That's my goal, because by Wednesday, I'm trying to get with my partial. If I'm doing 2 pick 2 drop, by Wednesday, I'm trying to be at least $3,500. I'm trying to be at least $3,500. So my first 2 partial, I'm going to try to get as much as I can out of that. This is why you guys got to do the 2 pick 2 drop. So if you're booking 2 loads and you're going to the same city, if I'm going down to St. Louis, right, and I'm trying to be at 35 by Wednesday, then my load for that for the Missouri, I'm going to try to get that load delivered by Wednesday. Because if that load is only 5 pallet, then I'm going to negotiate that to deliver by Wednesday. Then the rest of the load is going to be between the next day and Wednesday. You see what I'm saying? So if I book today and my first load is at St. Louis, I'm going to tell a broker, hey, man, I can deliver this by Wednesday, the latest. You get what I'm saying? So if I leave from Jersey to Missouri with 4 pallets, 5 pallets, then all I got to do is now look for a next set of load that is going along that way that I can pick and deliver also by Wednesday. And that's how you negotiate. So if I get 2 more loads and one of them is delivering in Indiana, then I'm going to pick up that Indy and drop it Tuesday. Because you're doing 2 pick, 2 drop. And if you deliver that load by Tuesday, then you will have time to pick up a next load by Tuesday that go into the same St. Louis and deliver by Wednesday also. That's how you negotiate your time and your delivery and how you move the truck around. But what a lot of folks is doing is a lot of people are coming out here, right? Some of you guys are coming out here and you're not running the truck in a radius. I talk about this all the time. Guys not running their truck in a radius. Your truck doesn't run in a radius. You let dispatchers and all these other guys that run your truck run it all over the place. You live in Jersey. You go to Chicago. You leave from Chicago. You go to Indiana. You leave from Indiana. You go down to Tennessee. Leave from Tennessee. You come back up to Michigan. Then from Michigan, you deliver a load 4:30 on Friday and try now to run from Detroit, Michigan to go pick up a load in Grand Rapids. Did not make it, get stuck in Grand Rapids. It's a Friday and we're going to have a long weekend and you stuck over there because you never scheduled the truck right. Can't do that. The truck got to run on a schedule. It got to run on a schedule and got to run in an order. You got to put your truck in a certain radius. This is why you hear guys like Sirius Lane and Ray and Tony. What did they always say? They always say, man, I do the West. You hear guys say, I do the West Coast only. I do the Midwest. You get what I'm saying? Tony will leave from Michigan and go down to Dallas and come right back home to Michigan. Ray leave from Illinois, go down to Dallas and come right back up to Illinois. You got people leave out of Jersey. I got a guy leave from North Carolina, goes to Dallas, goes to Illinois, come over to Jersey, and then go back down to North Carolina. In a 2-week span, he'll do that. Because he's running his truck on a radius. If you look at some of you guys' ELD map, your map is zigzag. It's all over the place. We try to trace your driving, you're all over the place. It's just zigzag. And so you guys have to adapt running a truck on a certain radius and a certain, you got to talk about this all the time, mileage. Some of you guys don't even know that you got to be at a certain mileage when you're running certain load. Well, what do you mean by that, Kirk? I don't understand. Well, if you're running in every month, how much mileage in you putting on that truck? Because see, some people come out here and they just run the truck. 15,000 miles, 12,000, 8,000, 7,000. But you got guys who are putting 20,000 miles, 40,000 miles. You got guys who are putting all these crazy miles on the truck. But then when you look at how many money they're spending in gas because of the mileage they're eating up, they're not making no sense. And trust me, I know what I'm talking about because some of y'all, if you be honest, you can drop it in the chat. Some of you guys who are picked up a load, you pick up a load from a good area, but because the broker tell you they're gonna give you $7,000 to take it over into some little town in Arizona, now you put 2,000 miles in your truck, but then you put another 800 miles to get back out of that area. You let a broker send you all the way up to Montana. Then you have to drive all the way back down into St. Louis before you come into civilization. And these are some of the mistake that a lot of people are making. You cannot run the truck like that. You have to have a mileage cap for every month. You get what I'm saying? So when I was running my box truck, for me to make money on my box truck, every month I stay on the 12,000 mile doing one pick, one drop. If I stay on the 12,000 mile or at least 12,000 miles for the whole entire month, then I'm not losing money. The moment I go over that 12,000 mile, because with 12,000 mile, you should be making at least $20,000 a month, $5,000 a week. But if you guys are running over 12,000 mile a month, you get what I'm saying? Then you guys are not I'm sorry guys, I'm getting a text. You guys are not gonna make that kind of money. You get what I'm saying? You guys are not gonna get that kind of money. If you guys are, you gotta put a cap. This is why the renter company. This is why they give you a mileage cap and charge you based on the mile. So if you're running a month, you know, with the mileage that you're doing, you know, you got to put a cap on the mileage. Sorry, guys. I had to just say something to my wife. If you're putting a mileage, you have to have a mileage, you have to have a mileage for every month. You can't just run the truck like that. Because 12,000 mile is going to equal to the amount of gas that truck eat up every month. And that gas is going to deduct it from the total gross that the truck make for that month. So if I'm at 12,000 mile and my gross for that gas is going to be, and my cost for that gas is going to be $6,000, then if every month I'm paying $6,000 in gas, you get what I'm saying? Then at least if the truck is making 20 grand, I already know how much money I'm going to at least be coming home with. Get a book. So if you understand the mileage, the cost, the radius, and even with 12,000 mile a month, you're still not going to do 12,000 mile a month because you're going to have weeks where you're coming out and you're not going to do 3,000 mile a week, but you're going to make $6,000, $7,000. You get what I'm saying? You're not going to use up all that mileage. By the way, we're talking, when I say 12,000 mile a month, we're talking about one pick, one drop. So if you're doing two pick, two drop and still using the 12,000 mile a month, you're not losing. Shout out to Daniel for the $5 super chat, man. Shout out to you, man. See what I'm saying? So if you guys get that, have that layout and have that radius running the truck, then you shouldn't have any problem getting that kind of money every month. But I'm gonna urge everybody that you guys need to start at least once a week, twice a week. Start to practice doing more than one stop. Start to practice doing more than one stop, because if the rates are low and the brokers are not budging on the price, and you know your cost per mile, then you are going to start to understand that you can pick up more than one stop, put on the truck, and run at a mile that you want off of just booking one load. And that truck will always be running, always be running, always be running in on a profit. What advice do you have for a person with a new person with a box truck? New person with a box truck. So everybody, everyday people start a box truck business, right? The best advice I can tell you is to book a consultation with someone that can open up your eyes, and you can ask as much question as you can about knowing what you're gonna get yourself into. You get what I'm saying? You can, whether you're doing local or OTR. I do OTR. Other people do OTR. Uh, Mark the mentor does final mile or whatever it is, but pay a consultation for someone to sit down with an hour and a half, and you can just drill them about what I should do. You know what I'm saying? And all that stuff. And then once you get ready to come out here, then you can know where to position your truck. So if I'm a new person like you and I don't know anything and I'm trying to do OTR, well, first you're gonna have to understand the broker's metric. Then you're gonna have to understand the lanes, what lane you should be riding the truck into. Then you're gonna have to understand, you know, which broker to use, what not, who to use, who not to use. How you want to run the truck? Do you want to run the truck Monday to Friday? Do you want to run the truck, or you want to do local stuff? Do you want to do Amazon? You got what I'm saying? Whatever approach you take coming in the business, it's best to get with someone. But if you're going to do it on your own, it's going to be a little challenge, because when you call brokers, if you don't have a cost per mile, you don't know. You just know you want $2. You just know you want $2 a mile. But what if the price you give a broker based on the description of the load, you could have get more than $2? You get what I'm saying? I'm just using $2 as an example, but you get, if you don't know the approach to take, then it's better to get someone to to come in and just master it like that. So man, I'll tell anybody, like, this is why I told people all the time, if you book a consultation, write down as much question as you can. Write down as much as you can, because coming out here is not like what the internet says. It doesn't work like that. Coming out here is a lot more to just what has been posted on the internet. And you look around the internet now, you got a lot of people who used to be doing YouTube. I was watching a couple channels and looking at a lot of people on the internet, and I can tell you, like, I saw about 10 channels, less than 1,000 subscribers. 10 channels that I can tell you, man and woman, I can tell you this, between 4 to 5 months ago, that was their last box truck posting. They completely stopped posts. They have less than 1,000 subscribers. You get what I'm saying? Because guess what? They come out here, start renting a truck. They keep the truck 8 months in, they collapse. The last video was a sad video. They have the emoji, the sad face emoji. Their title goes like this: Why I Quit the Box Truck Business. That's their title. Or the title go like this: I turned my renter truck in and closed my box truck business down. That's their title. They got less than 1,000 subscribers. You know why? Because they come and they have no guidance, and they saw what was on the internet, and they thought they could have come and replica what was on the internet, and turns out it doesn't work like that. You get what I'm saying? So when you're coming out here to start a business, man, get someone. Listen, I was training, I was training 2 people today. We went to an extensive training with them, and shout out to the people that I trained today. Extensive training. We pretty much shout out to Nick. Nick is finally here. We're gonna fire her today. Shout out to Nick. I was telling the live that you're late for work, and we're gonna demote you first, and then we're gonna fire you. Hit the like button, guys. Nick is in the building doing her job. I pay Nick $1,000 a week just to come on the internet and say hit the like button. She's always late. Nick get paid tax free. Shout out to Mark the mentor. You know what I mean? But yeah, but what I'm saying is, for all you guys who are thinking that it's like that, it's not like that, man. A lot of folks started their business. So anyway, I was training, going through extensive training today because I really wanted these people to get it, because they got the passion and the drive, and they got so many questions. But one of the biggest thing that I had to tell those people, like, you gotta let that fear go. You gotta let that fear, you gotta let it go. Whether you're a new owner of a company or a new authority or whatever it is, that fear, you gotta let it go. You get what I'm saying? Stop have so many what if question. You know what I mean? Because the more what if question you have, what you're telling yourself is, if I don't get all my what if question answer, well, what if this happened? Well, what if that happened? Well, what if I don't get this? Well, what if the broker said that? Well, what if this don't work? Well, what? You get what I'm saying? But then what you're initially start to do is look for guarantee. And in business, there's no such thing as guarantee in business. You get what I'm saying? Amazon is one of the biggest company on the internet that sells online. And even Amazon come and say, we're losing money. Even Amazon had to cut staff. They say, yeah, we're going to cut some employees. You get what I'm saying? That means that whatever money they make the year before, that was not a guarantee to make this year. So for you guys who are starting a box shop business and you want to have all these what if question answer, that's like you looking for guarantee. And there's no guarantee in business. There's none. There's none. So you got to just come out here, load up your truck. If you're doing one pick, one drop, get out of your comfort zone that you have right now and start to, once you book one load and a 6 pallet, jump back on the load board and go find your next load. You deliver one load in one area, go jump and find 2 more load. Well, I got people doing it. Listen, I got guys. You know how many load I did this week? You know how many load I did this week in a semi? How many guys says I did it? I have 11 load completed. 11 partial. I took 5 partial from out of New York all the way down to San Antonio, and I came right back up to Pennsylvania. A total of 11 loads on the truck. You see what I'm saying? All the way from the East Coast all the way over to the West. Now, once I ever think that one of these loads is not gonna, what if this don't work? What if that don't work? Man, listen. I pick up my first 3 load and I'm running. What dispatcher do you recommend? What dispatcher? I don't use dispatcher company. What dispatcher you recommend? I don't use dispatcher company. I don't have a dispatcher company that I use. I got one young lady that I use for guys who come to me, and that's not a dispatcher that I put on people who is out there. And she's not a dispatcher where I put her on guys. I just put her on guys to let those guys. She use those. She's basically a filter for those guys. She's not really there a dispatcher where these guys are gonna stay with them, because these guys are in a training process. So while they're looking for their load, she's just there to find them a next load, or she's looking for load for them, but they're not there to stay forever. Because when people come to me, I don't set them up with people to stay forever. Shout out to Tony. Tony did 8 load this week. Tony break record. Tony did 8 load this week. The last time I talked to Ray, he did 7 load in 1 week. Walk away, I think, with 8,400. Tony did 8 load this week. Congratulations to Tony, man. Tony did 8, I did 11. You know what I mean? I saw Tony Thursday night in Memphis, Tennessee. Shout out to Nick. Shout out to Tony. We were in Memphis, Tennessee. Pouring rain. Me and Tony meet up so I can give Tony 2 pallets and get out of here. Shout out to Tony, man. Tony's a trooper. Tony cursed me out when he get over there because I took him out of his way, and he was like a grumpy old man. And then the rain was falling, and he was like, "Oh man, I should have been doing my reset right now, man. You have me over here in the rain." You get what I'm saying? Shout out to Tony. But guys, what I'm saying is this, is that you guys have to come out of your comfort zone and stop let fear keep you down. You know what I'm saying? I remember when Tony came to me. Take for instance Tony. When he came to me, Tony, he was like a lot of people. He wanted to know. He wanted to make sure it was. I said, Tony, look, hey, check this out, man. Hey, you come around me, I'm gonna show you. You get what I'm saying? And in no time, boom, boom, boom. If you guys remember, I brought Tony up and I'm like, Tony, go get this, go get that. Go and while he's doing that, he's taking note and he's running the truck. And now Tony is he's running his truck and dispatching the next truck. This is a man with a 6-month authority, 3 inspection. You know how many turn down Tony get from brokers? And now he's out here killing it. But one thing Tony never come and look for is guarantee, because he understand that nothing is guaranteed. He never came in. He came and he have concern. See, concern is different from fear and guarantee, because he wanted to know if this was a good business move that he was about to make. That's a different conversation. But when you just want a specific, like people will call me sometimes. People book a consultation, right? And the whole purpose of the consultation was not to find out anything else. They want to know how much you charge brokers to do 6 pallets. That's it. If I'm in Chicago, going to Dallas, how much should I be charging for 6 pallets? That's it. I'm like, okay, so how much did they charge the broker? Well, I never get a load because I tried to charge him and he said it was too much. I tried to get like 2,200. No, they're not going to pay you 2,200. Yeah, so that's why I booked the consultation. I'm trying to find out how much. Well, how much is your cost per month? I don't got a cost per month. There you go. That's your problem. That is your problem. If you don't know your cost per mile, you cannot know how much you charge brokers. Your cost per mile dictate the rate your truck run. Booking a consultation with me to give you a specific price and a freight, it doesn't work like that. There's certain factors that we got to put in. How big is the load? How much pallet? How heavy it is? When does it deliver? Who is the shipper? Who is the broker? Are they factorable? What are their credit score? What are your MC score? Do you have somebody 411 you? All those stuff goes into the factor of you getting the rate you want. So for me to sit here and says every load that coming out of Chicago, you should be at least getting $1,200. I can't tell you that. Because everybody is different. There's no set number. You know, you used to work for Select Express back in the days. I would go in and they would have these routes put out on the desk and they'll call you in and they'll you know, pick up a route and they'll give you a route and we'll have like 5 bye-bye baby. Then we'll have 2 container store. That's 7. Then we'll go to like 3 home goods. So you're leaving with 10 stop, right? And in those 10 stop, you look at all of the 10 stop and you'll tell, Mike, hey, Mike, I'll do all, and you have and this is a cargo van, by the way. And I'll tell Mike, hey, Mike, I'll do this whole entire 10 route for 550, for 600 for the day. And Mike will take a look and he's like, okay, cool, I got you. Same thing with the box truck. You go over there, you pick a route up, and they'll tell you 10 stop. Yeah, we'll give you 650. We'll give you 750. If you got to go to New York because of the toll and all of that, they'll give you 750 plus they'll do a toll advance. They'll pay your toll or toll reimbursement. You get what I'm saying? But for me to be doing OTR, doing these different load brokers and all that stuff, it can't do it like that. Same thing when I was at Home Depot. Go to Home Depot, they will give you a route, 15 stop, 20 stop. And they say, we're going to give you 1,500 for the day. We're going to give you 800 for the day, 1,200, whatever the rate is. That's a set number. But for me to come and say, okay, you're doing OTR, you're coming out of Chicago, you're coming out of New York, you're coming out of Atlanta, you shouldn't leave with six pallet, at least have, 1,200, 1,500 on a truck. That's a whole different thing. Your cost per mile dictate your rate. This is why so many guys are bad at negotiating. Y'all call the brokers and y'all guessing. So let me give you an idea. Because somebody's curious to know. So I'm going to give you an idea. So if I have a 26-foot box truck in Jersey right now, and let's just say TQL, one of the cheapest broker I'm going to use. They don't like to pay. You guys know that. But let's just say TQL have 6 pallets picking up from Jersey and it's going to Indiana, right? But I know TQL is cheap. But that's the load. That load, I want to pick it up and I want to take it with me because, again, I'm heading in that direction. If I call TQL and they say, look, it's 6 pallet, weigh 4,000 pounds, we're going to pay you guys $650. You get what I'm saying? Let's say that's your first load. If you look at the whole entire scope of the load, 4,000 pounds is 6 pallet. They're paying you $650. I just told you guys that you can get $1,000 from out of Jersey to Indiana. So if I'm taking $650 from TQL, I'm losing. But if $650 is the number that TQL is going to pay, then I'm not going to take that load, because if that's going to be my first load, then I'm going to be losing at my first load. But somebody would say, yeah, but you say you can take it and then add a next load to it. You're right. I can take the $650 and then try to find someone to give me $1,000 load. But the reason why I'm not going to do that is because TQL have a history of paying low rate. That's a factor that you got to put in when negotiating for a load. Because if Landstar come along and they wanted to use that same six pallet space and they're willing to pay you $1,200, because you took that 6 pallet from TQL, you lost $600. You see how the negotiation process goes? This is why you can't have a fixed number. This is why no particular person can ever tell you to book at a certain price. Because 2 same load description from 2 different carrier is going to have 2 different rates. So if I'm going to book and let TQL take away my $650 that Landstar is going to give me because they're cheap, then I'm not going to look at brokers that have a history of giving cheap rate. But let's just say Landstar pay me $1,300. Let's say Landstar pay me $1,100 to go to Indiana with the same 6 pallet at 4,000 pounds. I am going to take it because my cost per mile is $1.25. You get what I'm saying? My cost per mile is $1.25. I'm getting $1,100, so I can move with that first $600 with that first 6 pallet at 4,000 pounds coming out of Jersey going to Indiana. Now, if TQL come along and they're like, we'll give you $650 for 6 pallets, 4,000 pounds. Now I'm gonna have to look and say, wait a minute. I'm getting 1,100. 11 and 650. That's what? 1750, and I'm still using the same gas and mileage. You see what I'm saying? So now I am going to be running my truck more than $1.25 a mile. You get what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta know how to use these brokers. You gotta know how to shift them around. You gotta know who's gonna be primary and who's gonna be secondary. I don't use TQL. I don't use TQL in terms of picking up load if my truck is empty, but I will use them just like Global Tran. I don't use their broker. These brokers are piggyback brokers. When I already got my primary load that's paying the big top dollars, then I use these guys as secondary guys. They're just a piggyback. They're last minute brokers. If I'm empty 9 o'clock and TQL drop a load on the board, I would not take it. Global Tran, not take it. Unless they're paying top dollars, I will never touch those loads. But if I already find one load and 2, 3 o'clock and TQL drop a load on the board, I'm going to grab it. Because it's time to get out of here. Because now I got 1,200 in the back of the truck or 1,100 and they're paying me. I know they're lowballing me, but I still got that 650 to add on that 11 that give me 1,750. Now I'm running the same 500, 400 mile using the same gas and mileage. So they might have a laugh at me for taking the freight at that rate, but I still is going to happy and have a laugh of myself because now I have 2 guys paying me the rate that I want to move my truck from point A to point B. And this is the reason why when people try to get a particular number, you cannot get it. It's not that there's no secret number. You just can't get a number. There's no set number. So another thing with some of you guys, some of you guys have bad negotiation skill. Real bad negotiation skill. Real bad. And I'm going to tell you what I mean by that. When you guys call a broker, like I told you guys, you have to have an idea what your cost per mile is. So when you call a broker on the phone, you can't just be spitting out numbers. If you call a guy on a load, you can't just be 800. Nope. 750. Nope. 300. Nope. You guys can't be doing that. When you call a broker, you got to be firm. When he described that load to you, you got to be firm. And most of the time when he says, some of you guys, when the broker says it's 6 pallet paying 1,100, picking up all the jersey, give you all the description, all the price and stuff. Some of you guys still do a bad job. You go like this, 1,100? Yeah, but I want to get 1,700. Yeah, can you do 1,800? Yeah, can you do 2,000? But then when you negotiate like that is because you're spitting numbers out. So the reason why you spit those numbers out is because you don't know what your cost per mile is. Because in your mind, if you want $2.50, if they're paying 1,100, which is above your cost per mile, if you say $1,300, more likely they'll give you 1,200. They'll give you, or if you say, if a guy said 1,100 and I say I want 13, he'll say meet me in the middle. You get what I'm saying? Or, man, I got 13 in it. I'll give you 12. I keep 100 for myself. But when you start to shoot to 17, 18, 19, 21, and then when someone says, so what's the cost per mile? You're like, man, I don't know. You get what I'm saying? And this is why a lot of you guys don't have the skills that you need to have. This is why a lot of you guys negotiation skill. You get what I'm saying? It's off. Because your truck is your money. Your money, you got a paycheck to meet every Friday. Because every week, every month go by, you got to pay for that truck. And that cost is going to still remain the same. So if you guys are coming out and don't know these things, this is why a lot of you guys have stumbled so much about this whole entire negotiation. Some of you guys, another thing is, some of you guys, you take too long to make decision. You take too long to make decision because once you see a load, let me tell you how a broker internalize a call when they post a load. The moment a broker posts a load on the board, his phone start to ring. There's people just calling and calling and calling and calling. And they're taking different rates. They're hearing different numbers. They hear what they hear one guy said 250. They hear one guy say 500. They hear another guy say 1,000. They hear all these different numbers. And so if they're hearing these different numbers and you come with a crazier number than what everybody else is, you get what I'm saying? So all of these things is what you guys have to know. So how do you do that? Well, when you have a broker on the phone, be prepared. When you call a broker, have your costs that you want. If I call on a load and I know I want $1,200 because my cost per mile is $1.25, and I know that I want 1,200, the moment I hear a broker said 900, 1,000, then I'm gonna negotiate. Can you do 1,300? No, I can't do 13. I can do 11. But if my cost per mile is covered at 1,000, but I want 1,200, then even if he's offering 11, I'm gonna take it. But you have to know your cost per mile. You have to. There's no way around it. So for all you guys who's trying to figure out how much to charge brokers, you got to do your cost per mile. Hit the like button, guys. You're coming to live. Hit that like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button as they come into live, because everybody got to understand that the rates are going down. It's January. It's one of the worst month of the year, because everybody spend money on Christmas and all these different stuff. So now, they're trying to recuperate all that money that they spend. So now spending is seized. So this is why you got to do partial and maximize the truck and the space and the weight and everything, and run your truck accordingly. So if you come out here with your box truck this week, start practice. Start practice the two pick, two drop. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to Tony and Ray, man. Shout out to Nick. Shout out to everybody. I dropped the link, so anybody want to ask any question, I just dropped the link. If you want to jump on and ask a question, how do you calculate your cost per mile? That's a very good question. Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Some people see a load for 500 and figure to spend 200, a fuel tank, and all that matters, 300. Your cost per mile is going to be the cost that it costs to run your truck every month. Your cost per mile is how much money do you pay every month on your truck. That's your cost per mile. That's what dictate your cost per mile. So your truck payment, your insurance, your ELD. Hey, you like to stay at them fancy hotel like me? Put that in it too. I don't stay in hotel unless I gotta chill out and do a live. But if I do, I let the brokers pay for it. You get what I'm saying? I let the brokers pay for it. But your cost per mile is your insurance, your truck payment, your ELD, your food, all that stuff. You add it together. Then, with that number, your truck, it will tell you how much your operating cost should be, which is to move your truck. So, if you're going to move your truck at $1.25 per mile, then you should not take load than less than $1.25 a mile. If you add $1.25 a mile and it total up to 12,000 miles a month, then you should get $20,000. Out of that $20,000, if your monthly expense is $8,000, then you subtract 8 from 20 should leave you with what? 11,000? That would be your profit every month. That's your cost per mile. See how I sit and can tell you guys these things? Because I've been doing it for years. That's your cost per mile. Your insurance is $1,500. Truck is $1,000. ELD is $40 a month. You put down $250 a week for your maintenance. You total that number up. So if you have $4,500, $5,000 in expense, then that's going to tell you that to maintain that, you're going to have to run your truck at a particular number. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, I got a guest right. Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's
We're
up,
live.
sir?
What's going on, man? What you doing?
Not much. I'm good. I was calling in for a question today, and one of the questions I
What you
want to
what?
know
Hold on
is,
a minute. Were you watching me on your big screen TV? Oh,
why you said
you
it?
got no, you got. I thought you that was me in the background.
Nah.
You're
Yep.
watching the game.
Yeah.
Oh. You and somebody? You want to turn it down? Cause I'm
Yeah.
getting a
Yeah.
feedback.
Okay. Let me go
Yeah.
another room. Can you hear me?
See how rich you guys are. You got other rooms to go in.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got one little bedroom, man. Anyway, what's up, man?
What's going on? Hey,
Talk to me.
one of the questions I wanted to ask you about was with the partials,
Mm-hmm.
like what do you consider like far as deadhead miles, as far as pickup.
Okay, so there's two type of deadhead, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's the deadhead that you shouldn't be going past if you're going opposite to pick up the load, right?
Yeah,
So where you live at? What state you live, right? Give me
I'm from Detroit.
Detroit.
Yeah,
So let's say you live in. I'm gonna put you in Michigan, in a Grand Rapid, right?
yeah,
I'm gonna move you from there, right? let's say you gotta go to Detroit to pick up a load to go to Chicago. Would you do that?
You say
Even
pick
if
up a
it's
load
a
in.
even yeah, let's say you're leaving Grand Rapids going to Detroit, 150 mile in the direction of Detroit to pick up a load.
Yeah,
Would
I
you
pick
do
it up.
that?
Yeah.
You can't because you're going you can't go the opposite side. You're literally gonna put 300 mile on that truck before you even get to the start to get to your destination to get to that load deliver.
Hmm.
So
Because
if you're going backwards to come back forward to go get a load, then you cannot deadhead like that.
yeah, because Grand
But
Rapids is
if you're
close
in
to Chicago.
if you're in right, but if you're in Grand Rapid and there's a load in South Bend, you can go get that load even if it's 200 mile because once you pick up in South Bend, you just continue on your way to Chicago.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you're gonna go to Chicago to Detroit and then come back, then that you don't want to do those type of deadhead.
Okay. Okay.
Just
So
like if
okay.
you just like if you in Detroit
Hmm.
and let's say you have a load 150 mile north above Detroit, would you go get it?
Yeah, because that's less than 2 hour drive.
You can't do it. That's what I'm saying. These are the stuff that you're making because you're going 150 mile, then you're gonna come back do a next 150 mile.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you do 300 mile before you even start to even the journey to do the load. You get my point?
Yeah.
So if I'm in Detroit and a broker says go 200 mile north of Detroit, I'm going not in the direction of Chicago, north, and it's gonna take me 2 hours to go. 2 hours go and 2 hours come. That's 4 hours. You get what I'm saying? So you're eating up your gas, you're eating up your mileage, you're eating up your drive time, and by the time you get back to Detroit, let's say you go up, it's 2 hours. You leave 8 o'clock, you're there by 10. You get loaded, you're down by what? 1 o'clock, right?
Hmm.
Now you gotta go to Chicago. So by the time you start the journey to Chicago, it already costs you the time and all that money to go and pick up that load to start the journey in Chicago. Can't do it like that. This is why the radius is so important.
Hmm.
So if I'm in Detroit, I would rather go to what's that? Let me pull up your map. Let me put up the map real quick. I'm gonna give you an idea. I'm gonna give you an idea. I'm gonna let you see what I'm talking about. Okay, you're in Detroit. So let's look up Detroit. I'm gonna bring the map up on the screen for you. So you don't have to look for you. You can just look at the screen.
Okay.
I'm gonna share my screen with you so you can see. All right. So this is my Google map, right? All right,
Hmm.
let's zoom it out. Okay, so this is you, right? This is you right here, right?
Hmm.
I would rather get a load out of Toledo, Ohio, than go all the way up here to go get a load.
To Grand Rapids.
This is Grand Rapid.
Oh, okay.
This is Grand Rapid, but this is Toledo. So if I'm in Detroit, I'd rather go to Toledo. I'd rather go to Fort Wayne. You get what I'm saying? Because my target is
Hmm.
Chicago. So I'd rather leave from here. You see the pattern?
Yeah.
And I'm going into Chicago. But if I gotta come back here and then go back, come down here, and then go all the way here, by the time I start my journey, I'm already losing money. Just like if I was supposed to go somewhere here. Let's say I go all the way up north. That's why I was asking you. north of Detroit. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I go all the way up here to go pick up a load. Yeah, go to Rose City. Let's say we go pick up a load in Rose City. And that's three. How far is this away from you?
Rose City.
Yeah, it's right here in West Branch. This is north
Uh,
of you.
yes,
So,
probably a couple hours.
exactly. So if I go up here and it's 3 hours, I gotta go up here 3 hours and then I gotta come back down to Detroit, go through Detroit. You get what I'm saying? To
Mm-hmm.
continue on my journey. I would rather look load up. I would rather leave Detroit and run my truck all the way around into Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
So this is all you gotta run it. But if you get a load from Detroit that is a straight shot over to Chicago, then it's better for you.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's how you gotta do it. This is why the radius is important.
So it'll be the same thing, like once you out on the road, and let's say you pick a load up in Chicago and you keep going, it's the same calculation as far as the mileage, though, right? Because
It's
I
a
know Chicago, you can hit
all right. Let me show you
Indiana, St.
something.
Louis, and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not how the truck's supposed to run. So now I have the map. I'm gonna show you. You're in Detroit, right?
Mm-hmm.
You empty now.
Yes.
You have no load on the truck, right? You're
No.
fresh. You're ready to go tomorrow. So if I were supposed to call you 8 o'clock and say, okay, cool, you're gonna come out this week, you're like, yeah, all right, man, let's go. Where do you want to go?
I probably will go Midwest.
No, where? Where? I need to know where. No, you want to go
Oh,
Midwest, but where?
St. Louis, St. Louis.
All right, cool. So you want to go to St. Louis over here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you're gonna go to St. Louis, if you're gonna drive your truck to St. Louis and you're gonna route your truck, now you're gonna look for load out of Detroit, Ohio. You're gonna look for your Ohio load. You get what I'm saying? So you can run
Mm-hmm.
out of Ohio, then you're gonna go through Indiana. You get what I'm saying? All
Yeah.
those areas is gonna be in your path. So you're gonna pick load up and drop load up, and boom, you're in St. Louis. See, your target is St. Louis. So if you're gonna focus on St. Louis for that week, then once you start to move out of Detroit and move around coming down, you're gonna end up here by when you should be here by Thursday empty. Then you reload up here, and then the next destination that you choose to go, that's where you're gonna focus on. But I always tell people, like, once you're in St. Louis on a Thursday, stay in St. Louis and load up for Thursday, Friday, and then the destination, wherever you want to go, you can run that over on the weekend. Because the
Mm-hmm.
problem with when you pick up a load on Thursday, let's say you get over on a Friday in somewhere, wherever you go, wherever you choose, and don't make that delivery. Now you're stuck. This is why a lot of guys get stuck out here. So if
Yeah.
I were supposed to run your truck for a week, I would say let's start in Detroit, but our target would be Dallas. This is why I just said Ray. Ray, this is Ray. He runs out of Chicago and he goes all the way down to Dallas. This is his right here. Chicago
Mm-hmm.
to Dallas. This is his that's all he does back and forth. He does nothing else but Chicago and Dallas because everything that comes out of Chicago, he's taking it, and everything that's come in between, he's taking it down to Dallas. Same thing with Tony. Tony come out of Chicago, out of Detroit, and he comes Dallas back and forth. That's all they do. So when you come out, you got to find the direction that you want to go, and you got to stay there. But what a lot of dudes do is they come out here in Chicago, right here in Chicago, then they jump to Pennsylvania. Then they run from Pennsylvania to go to North Carolina. Then they shoot from North Carolina and they get stuck in Arkansas and then call me.
Yeah.
Or they get a load from Charlotte and a guy sent him over here. You see this pad right here? Right
Yeah.
here. Somewhere in Utah. And then they call me or you. And then another guy stay right in this little path over here and they're making a killing.
Mm.
So this
Yeah.
is all when I was running my box truck, that's how I run it. I keep it like that. And even when I do the semi, I still do it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Someone say in the comment, Lou Jackson says he's asking question about the cost per mile. This is a very good question. It says, business expense by how many days you run a month. Let me say this to you guys. And a lot of confusion surround this whole entire trucking thing, right? If your truck is not moving, your truck is not costing you. A lot of time I see people say, well, I work, they do a cost per mile and they factor 5 or 7 days a week, right? But if the truck is not moving, it's not costing you no money, there's no expense for that day. You understand what I'm saying? So you cannot add it as a cost. You follow what I'm saying? So if you come out
Yeah.
here and you're gonna run your truck, if you're not moving today, you cannot factor in today. No, you run your truck, right? Where do you go mainly? What area do you go?
I mainly I mainly run Midwest and South.
So you
I
go
do a
to the
lot of
Chicago
I do a lot
area?
of Chicago, Kansas
Mm-hmm.
City, Missouri,
Mm-hmm.
and I do a lot of Ohio, Kentucky, Georgia, and Florida runs.
Exactly. So if you're staying in those areas and those radius, right?
Yeah.
The only thing the reason why you're watching this is because mainly you're doing one pick, one drop, right?
No, no, I haven't been lately. Not since watching your channel.
But you've been so you start to do the two pick, two drop.
Yeah.
Exactly. But before you were doing one pick, one drop.
Yes.
So now, how much is your cost per mile?
Right
Cause
now,
see, yeah.
my cost is probably around about a maybe $1.20 a mile.
See,
Dollar
you
20.
don't know it. That's the part you gotta get correct. You gotta
Mm-hmm.
get that correct. You understand what I'm saying? Because even though you're doing the two pick, two drop, all right, let me ask you a question. Are you averaging above what you used to make? Even though you're doing the two pick, two drop, you're averaging more, right?
Yes.
So if you're averaging more, then how much more profit are you making? Do you know?
I can't give you a exact number. I don't know. No.
Right. The reason why you don't know is because you don't have the cost per mile done, and you have to get
Correct.
that. You get what I'm saying? Because here what the thing with you, you're making the money, but you don't know how much more you're making. So if you make $1,000 profit, you wouldn't know because then you say, "Yeah, I'm making money," but how much more you're making? How much of it is profit you're making a week?
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody asks you how much you make last week, you can tell them I made 5,500. Cool. But how much of that is profit? Well, I don't know because I just know I make a good week. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so once you understand your cost per mile, let me get you pay for an ELD,
Yes.
you pay for your insurance, right?
Yes.
So with your insurance, you own the truck or you finance the truck.
Finance.
So you finance a truck, you pay insurance, you have the yearly. What other expenses? Whatever. What? Tell me all the additional expense you have.
DAT load board.
Okay, so how much you pay for that?
I
And
got the
don't give me no ridiculous number, because you know I'm gonna call you
no.
out, and
I got
I'm gonna
the
tell the
what is
people
this?
this is one of the guy.
I got the what is the $79 package or something like that? No,
He
$75 package. One of the two.
we give him the props, guys. He's trying. He's trying.
Yeah, yeah,
You got his $79, right?
yeah.
Because guys out here are looking for the 39.
Well, I was one of those guys. I started out with the 39, so yeah,
You saw the difference?
yeah,
Is it a is it a difference to begin with, much less a big difference?
a big difference.
Right. So if you have the 79 package, I got the $143 package.
Yeah,
I got a special because I've been with him so long, right? But it can imagine when you get the big boys. You get what I'm saying?
it's gonna be a lot different.
It's gonna be a lot different. But so you have all those expense, right?
Hmm.
That you're paying on a monthly basis. So what you got to do in what are you? So you got a deity. What else you got?
Um,
What about where do you stay? You sleep in the truck or you stay at a hotel or what?
um, I rotate.
You rotate. Good. So if you're spending 2 nights in a hotel and 3 nights in a truck, right?
Hmm.
Okay, so that's good. So that way now, when you add all those money up on a monthly base, right?
Hmm.
That number, all that expense is going to tell you your cost per mile every time you book a load, what you should be at. You see what I'm saying? And so
Yeah.
once you understand that, then if you make $5,000 a week, that's 20,000 a month. If you're taking two pick, two drop, you should be averaging about $28,000 a month. Easy.
28.
You get what I'm saying? At least.
Uh-huh.
Because you're doing two pick, two drop. But you have to know your cost per mile. Now, people got cost per mile where they got like $2.50. I've talked to people with crazy cost per mile because, a matter of fact, in the pandemic, I was talking to people that have cost per mile that was almost $5. You know why?
Wow.
Because they were buying these trucks at $120,000. In the pandemic, I was talking to people that were renting truck at $2,500 a week. You get what I'm saying? We lost my man. So all those people who used to have those expense and was going through the pandemic, they were having crazy cost per mile. You get what I'm saying? Martin Mentor said the biggest reason why so many fail is because they don't know the cost per mile. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So once you have that cost per mile, you gotta get it. You gotta get it. If you don't have it, trust me, you gotta get it. If you don't spend any money on anything at all, you need to have your cost per mile.
All right. Appreciate you, Kurt.
Because you're doing the two pick two drops, so there's no doubt you're making money. But you, by your own what you say, you don't have it. So you gotta get it. You have to have it. It's one thing to make $4,000, you know what I mean? But it's another
Uh-huh.
thing to, matter of fact, let me ask you this. How much you pay yourself?
uh, I probably pay myself about 600 a week.
Listen, man. Listen. When someone asks you a question, it's not probably. You get what I'm saying? Is
Mm-hmm.
this number? Let me give you something. My cost per mile for my truck is $1.75. I pay myself $760 a week.
Mm-hmm.
My total expense on my truck and insurance is $6,335. You see how easy that is? I
Yeah.
have it down to a science. So when I call a broker and I'm asking for a partial and I'm looking for a load that is a certain size with certain weight, I'm going to ask for my cost per mile to cover. So I'm going for 3,500, 4 grand, 4,500. That's just in a partial. We're talking about a 20-foot partial, 15,000 pounds. You
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
now when I call, I already know my cost per mile. It's going to cost me from New Jersey, from Pennsylvania, all the way to Dallas about $1,500 in diesel. So I want his 3,500 to cover my gas, and then I go find two other guy that I can get another 35 from to cover my to give me my profit. And I'm still gonna get extra money from the first guy.
Mm-hmm.
So between gas and diesel and DEF and my time, and I deliver all those load, I'm walking away with my profit. So my truck always running a positive. But if you don't know, you gotta have these things down to a science. You gotta do it. Not probably. So it's 600 or how much you said is 630 or probably
600.
600.
Mm-hmm.
So you pay yourself 600 a week, right?
Yeah.
Do your truck make over 5,000 a week?
Yes.
Okay, so if your truck make for over 5 grand a week and you pay yourself $600, obviously you're making money. That means you're making over 20,000 a month. The problem with you is that you don't know your cost per mile.
Correct.
And if you don't know your cost per mile, then another thing you don't do is you don't pay yourself on paper. Do you write yourself a check every Friday?
No.
Listen, hey
No.
man, hey, I'm just telling you, you got to do these things. See, here what a lot of us like to do. We open a business account and we dump the 5 grand in the business account from the factoring company. Correct?
Correct.
And then you quote unquote imaginary pay yourself from that money, right?
Yes.
No, your money need to be paid out of that account via check and deposit in your personal account. 6 and 6 is 12, 12 and 12 is 24. You make $2,400 a month. If your mortgage and rent and all of that is 1,800 or whatever, you paid from that account. You can't mix the mortgage and the business and all of that stuff going on. You understand what I'm saying? So if
Yes.
you're paying yourself $600 a week, you need to be cutting a check from the business account right in your name, deposit in your personal account, and at the end of the year, do you know how to pay yourself? You know how to do you know how to create your own 1099?
No, not yet. I'm learning that right now.
So
With
you
my
gotta
tax.
you hear
With
I
my
you hear
tax
the
person.
story I talk about the IRS, right? They're knocking on your
Oh
doors,
yeah,
right?
I heard that a couple of weeks ago. You talked about it.
Okay, so you gotta do these things. You get what I'm saying? Because if you don't do these things and just go to your tax guy and just throw figures out, then it's not gonna add up. And by the time shit start fall apart around you, it's gonna be too late. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna be too
Yeah.
late. So you watch my live, man. I'm gonna drill you on this, man. You watch my live all the time, man. What did I
Yeah.
always say? What my main line in my life? What's my main line? What's $1,000 line I always use? What
Well,
is a
history.
$1,000 line?
Are you talking about the history is best qualified? Is that the one you talked about?
Right. So how we gonna qualify you if you're not documenting the stuff that you're doing?
Yeah, you're right.
You see what I'm saying? If you're not
Hmm.
documenting your paycheck, then when the government audit you, they're gonna say, "So, sir, where the checks at?" Oh, I closed the account, and well, one thing the government can do is get a closed account information. No matter if you close it, they can get it.
They get everything.
So if you're not cutting yourself a check every week, then you got to do that.
Yeah.
Get what I'm saying? You gotta document those stuff. If you're running your truck the way you're running it, and you're paying yourself, your business has been, how long you been in business? How long it start?
Been in business about a year and 3 months.
A year and 3 months. So this is gonna be the first time you're filing the taxes
Yeah.
since you have the business.
Yes.
Okay. And you know when you file a tax, you have all the expense.
Correct.
And don't go down to some guy who's gonna charge you $80, because that's gonna get you in trouble.
So stay away from Pookie and Ray Ray.
Stay away from Pookie and Rere. You need
Yeah.
a business CPA to do your taxes.
Yeah.
If
I'm
you don't
working on that
mind,
now. I
if
got.
you don't
Hmm.
mind, how much you gross last year? How much you gross in the truck last year?
Uh, 125,000.
125 for the first year.
Yeah.
So you were averaging about 20 grand a month.
Yeah.
Right. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you're not documenting those stuff. So if I were supposed to take 1 year of your insurance, 1 year of your truck payment, 1 year of your ELD, which is all documented, correct?
Correct.
But then I lost you when I asked for your pay stub.
Yeah.
We ain't got no history there.
No.
You get what I'm saying? And all the additional stuff, I lost you there. And so if you want to get the tax benefit, one of the things the government is going to ask you, sir, how do we know how much you get paid? You see what I'm saying? This is why so many
Hmm.
people were committing fraud when the ELD was given away, because they weren't documented anything. They were making up random numbers. They haven't filed their tax in 5 years. Now free money is given out and they have no history, and they're like, okay, let me tell them I got 5 workers. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And then the government said, wait a minute, wait a damn minute. You would have never filed tax in the last 5 years. You get what I'm saying? And now
Yeah.
the cuff comes out and everybody's going to prison. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They documented everything up. This is how they go, right? They documented having a trucking company. The income is void, but then when the PPP arrive, they have a big number there. The government's like, let's go knock on this guy's door. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And so you
Yeah.
guys, you have to get in the habit, because as business owner, and has, and let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. If you're gonna get a contract tomorrow, let's say I'm gonna give you a contract, right?
Yeah.
Do you even know how to write your own company contract? Do you have a company contract that you put down, that you have outlined for your company? Let's say you're
No.
gonna let's say I'm gonna, you don't have a contract. So see, these are the things that you're gonna need to put in place. What if you hire a driver? Do you pay him on salary or contract?
I would pay him contract,
Right.
1099.
But do exactly. But with what you're doing, if I say how much you're gonna pay a driver, yeah, you're gonna tell me a number that you're gonna pay him. But is that
Correct.
number gonna reflect the income that the company's making? So let me ask you a question. How much would you pay if I want to come and drive for you tomorrow for every week and you making 5 grand? How much would you pay me?
I think the average rate right now for drivers is like was 0.75 cent per mile, or anywhere between 55 cent to 75 cent per mile, something like that.
So that's how you would pay your driver.
Yes,
Okay. This is why most people can't keep a driver, because paying driver per mileage would never let a driver stay.
that's why I don't have a driver. I'm the only driver.
Right. So, but you get what I'm saying. So in the past, what I've done is I pay my driver $750 flat rate, and I
Hmm.
pay them $50 per stop. You get what I'm saying? Because what that does is challenge my driver to work, because every week they're trying to get their number.
Hmm.
So they're trying to get that 15, 13. You get what I'm saying? And then everything in between is bonus for them. They get if it's driver assist, if it's detention. You get what I'm saying? So you
Hmm.
don't let the number stay fixed. So that means that every week that driver comes out, he's going to challenge himself to be out here. Plus, you're going to treat him right. And then
Definitely.
you're going to route the truck. If he wants to come home, you bring him home. If he wants to, you get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Then you keep it business. You don't get into their personal business. I don't pay drivers' phone bill. I don't pay up drivers with their rent. I don't give drivers payment advance. Yeah, man. Oh, man, I'm short on rent this week. Can you pay me $500 next week? I don't do that stuff. Because if they were working at Walmart, Target, they couldn't be. They would not be able to walk in the office and ask those questions and get it. You get what I'm saying? You got to
Yeah.
keep it. This is why, because when we talk about drivers, a lot of people think it's just you not paying drivers is a cause of people not keeping drivers. It's a lot of factor that people got to put in. You own with the family now, right?
Yes.
Right. So if you're gonna pay your bill tomorrow, you gotta do what you gotta do to pay your bill, right?
Hmm.
So you're gonna hit boots, go run tomorrow. It's why I told people all the time, when you hire drivers and put them in your truck, you gotta keep it strictly business. So all of those stuff, but for now with you gotta document it, all the stuff that you're doing for you, because if you don't start to document it your own expense and your own paycheck, then when you put a guy in the truck, you're gonna adopt the same concept.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying? And so with all that says, you're making money, you're making good money. You say you make 125,000 last year. That's good. As a single new authority coming out here, that's a lot of money you make. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So you just gotta get a good CPA and just let him do your taxes properly, and then
Yeah.
you
I
get
have that right now.
yeah, you gotta get that. You gotta get that down pat. All
Hmm.
right.
All right. Thank
But
you, Kurt.
you gotta get your cost per mile. You gotta get that. So that's something that's gonna you're gonna need that.
Well,
You,
I'm
you have to.
scheduling a consultation with you so you could teach me how to do that.
Yeah, you gotta get a cost per mile. You have to get
Yeah.
that. Okay, you
Yeah.
have to get
Thank
that
you,
because
Kurt.
that, you know what I mean. Anyway, go watch your game, man. All right. What you guys what you say in Detroit? What you guys have over there? What you guys are the team? What team are you guys?
Detroit Lions,
Detroit
the
Lions. Is that
the
it? Like,
bum Lions,
so who are you guys enemies? Like, what teams you guys always going
Chicago
against?
Bears, Chicago Bears,
Chicago.
Green Bay Packers.
Hey, hey, Mark, this guy is threatening you, man.
Yeah,
So who won the
yeah.
last Super Bowl? Was any of these guys win? Because I don't watch football.
No, Tampa Bay won the last Super Bowl.
So which side is better? Chicago or Detroit?
This year, Detroit.
Oh, Detroit is good this year.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't. I watch a football. You know, I don't watch the ball, the ones that you guys watch. So,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So wait. So you're telling me that if I live in Michigan and I'm close to Detroit, Detroit's gonna be my enemy? Like Michigan? Like, is that how it works?
No.
Oh, so I could be from Michigan and play against your state and still be you will still would be enemies. Like if Pennsylvania play against the Detroit, we still could be enemies, right?
Yeah.
Mark the mentor said Arlington Bear, Arlington Heights Bears.
Arlington Heights.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nick says stealing nations is in the house. So and
Still a nation.
Grace Logistics says he can have those bad news bears. It's trashing you,
Yeah.
man. This is why I don't get into this football thing because you guys take this shit too serious.
It's very
Man, you
serious,
guys be
man.
fighting and acting all crazy. You know,
Hey,
next thing you
hey.
next thing you know, you show up at a Chicago game, burning out your box truck, peeling tires in the park.
Yeah.
You
Hey.
been doing you been doing donuts in a box truck and cursing these guys out. Hey, Arlington Bears, you guys sucks. Oh man. Next thing you
Yeah.
know, Grace and Mark is over there getting angry. We got like a whole police department gotta hold you guys back. You guys are something else, man. But yeah,
Man.
but I don't get into the football thing, man. It's too much
Yeah.
temper.
Stick with the trucking, man. Just stick with it.
He said, tell Light Feet to hurry. See, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, it's all this. Let me show you what Mark the mentor says on the screen. You see on the screen?
Yeah.
See why I don't get into. You see why I don't get into this whole entire bear.
Yeah.
It said something on an old lady that owned them. See what I'm telling you? Old lady, the
Oh
name calling.
man.
I
Oh
can't,
yeah.
man. You
Yeah.
guys stay over there with that game thing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All
man.
right.
But yeah, man. I appreciate you dropping in, man. All right.
Thank you, Kurt. Appreciate you.
All right, my man. Cool.
All right.
Peace. Yes, yeah, guys. That's it, man. I stay away from this football game, this whole entire game. It's too crazy. You know what I mean? But shout out to everybody, man. But guys, man, you guys gotta get your cost per mile. You gotta know your cost per mile. You gotta get it. You gotta get it. You gotta get it. You know what I mean? And it's so important. And like I said, he's making money. He's doing good, but you gotta know that cost per mile. He's not doing anything wrong so far. He's paying himself. He's paying himself. And but you gotta get that cost per mile down pat. I'm gonna wrap it up here, man. But before I go, man, look the topic of discussion tonight and Mark the Mentor channel, man. Go check him out. You guys know that he talks a lot about the box truck game and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Uh Go tune in tonight. If you're not subscribed to his channel, go subscribe to Mark the Mentor. Hit that like button while you're over there. You know what I mean? Tell him your boy Kirky Fresh send you over. You get what I'm saying? He's gonna be talking about strapping in a box truck. You know what I mean? Strapping in a box truck. You get what I'm saying? So it's gonna be very interesting tonight. If you guys want to know if you can carry while delivering in a 26-foot box truck, you may want to stick around and hear what Mark the Mentor have to say about that. I know that I was talking to a deputy the other day about it, and it's kind of different for him because he's of course a deputy, so it's kind of different. But for those of you guys who are carrying, I know that you cannot come to New York or New Jersey with a pistol, no matter what law, whatever. They're not gonna have it. So, but go join this discussion tonight. I think a lot of you guys will ask this question in the past, either by email or ask in a chat. So you may want to take note of what he's gonna be talking about tonight. Um, and for a lot of people that is going around in this box truck sleeping and concerned about the areas that they're sleeping in, you may want to sit down and and take in what he's saying. All right. It's gonna be a very, very interesting discussion. So go over there tonight. He comes on at 9 o'clock. You can see here he starts in 77 minutes at 9 o'clock. So you guys can take in what he's saying. All right. And as you know, man, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. And I want to say, I just want to say real quickly to all the people that is here, hopefully that a lot of you guys take notes of what I'm saying, and just try to apply next week one pick one drop. You're doing a one pick one drop, try to apply two pick two drop and gradually grow from two pick two drop to three pick three drop. And you know what I mean? Hopefully by summer, when the freight and the rate goes up and everything start to get back crazy, now it's training time for some of you guys. So put on your training pants, get out here, run them streets, make sure that you have everything down pat, ready for summer. Because once summer kicks in, ain't no time for no room for error. All right, and you guys can come out here, and as I always tell you, make that money. All right. In the summer, I know I'm gonna be making a killing. I'm already making a killing in the winter, but boy, I tell you, when them rates go back up, and all of you guys who said, "Oh, the rates are not gonna ever go back up," listen, man. First of all, the rates is not as bad as some of you guys are making it sound. Um, but the rates is not going to go back up as crazy as it was last year. Okay? Last year was a pandemic year. We're not going to see those rates again. All right? So let me just make it clear that we're not going to see last year income and anything at all. You know what I'm saying? This is why when Mark was talking about peak season not going to happen, because if you look at I think it was I would say by the 8 months, was August of last year, everything started to change. You get what I'm saying? So when Mark the Mentor was talking about, they made the prediction about peak season and not gonna be peak season last year and all that stuff. A lot of people were mad because they were looking at the previous month. In last year January this time we were booming. You get what I'm saying? And all that stuff. So now that we're going into a different era, you guys have to understand that even though the rates are bad now because it's January and all that stuff, the rate is going to gradually come back up, but it's not going to be the way it was like in the pandemic. You get what I'm saying? And this is why I said a lot of these YouTubers, they have leave the box truck scene because they were here only for the hype. You get what I'm saying? And me and Mark talk about it all the time. So now that the hype is over and a lot of them spend their money up and don't have their cost per mile and a whole bunch of stuff, it is what it is. Hit the like button, guys. I'm gonna make room for Mark the Mentor to come on in about 77 minutes. 74 minutes to be exact. Go watch him tonight telling me a boy Cricky Fresh when you go in the chat and he said, "Where you coming from?" You just say, "Hey man, I'm from New York. I'm from Jersey. My boy Cricky Fresh send me over here." All right. Hey, Mark said they left the Mark said that it's funny how they left during the peak season. You know, uh hey man, listen, listen, listen. If the king have left the building, I'm sorry, man. If the king and queen have left the building, man, I'm telling you, I just feel bad for the people that get left behind. The king and queen was like, "I'm out of here." You get what I'm saying? So if they leave, what I tell you, man, there's no such thing as a peak season. You know what I mean? That's it. Listen, guys, I have a story to tell you about Amazon, but I just wanted to come on here and just share with this partial today because I really want you guys to make some money during this time that you're going. But I'm gonna tell you, Amazon took all of my freight by accident at one of their facility, and I'm gonna be talking about that in a different episode. But Amazon, I don't know how people love Amazon. I swear to God, I don't know how they love it. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, guys. But yeah, man, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, share the video. Go check out my boy Mark tonight, strapping in a box truck. You know what I mean? Can you legally carry in your box truck? That's gonna be the topic tonight, starting at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 9 o'clock in the Dallas area. All right. So if you're from Dallas, so you can walk around with a little tutu, your little pow pow. You know what I mean? Your little you drive around with your little pow pow that every time you one little pop come out, you gotta you got pop and then it's stuck and then you gotta clear it and then you got pop. You know what I mean? Go get you a nice machine for like $1,200, man. All right. Go get you a nice clean Beretta. Go get you a Spanish guy. Beretta. You know what I mean? You want me to introduce you to my little Beretta? But anyway, Mark is going to be talking about that tonight, guys. So go check that out. Shout out to you guys. I am out of here. Peace out. I will catch you guys on the next one. I'm going to be in Mark Live later on. So, yeah, we're going to see what these are going to be talking about. Shout out to everybody that was here. Big up to Nick. Shout out to everybody for sticking around. Uh, the people that I trained today, man. Clarence, shout out to you. Shout out to Latrice. Shout out to everybody that stick around, man. And I really, really appreciate it. Shout out to Mark the Mentor. Go subscribe to his channel. Hit the like button. Share his video. You get what I'm saying? And go tune in. And tonight, you're dropping a live. Just let him know that your boy. Hey, Mark, Kirky Fresh send me over here, man. All right. Peace out. I will catch you guys on the next one. All right. And as I said, man, do uh uh do your matter of fact, man, I got a bone to pick with this guy right here, Devante. I got a bone to pick with him and his wife April, man. All right. I got a serious bone to pick with this guy, but I'm gonna pick the bone the next time I go live. I'm gonna try to remember to call him out, okay? Cause him and his girl do me dirty, man. We have a deal last year that she was supposed to come back, and man, this guy been keeping her away from me, man. I'm telling you. And every time he comes in alive, he keep quiet and he always, wait until the last minute. Then he pops up. Yeah, all right, Kurt, cool, man. I got you, bro. All right, cuz. Peace. Now today said peace, cuz. Devante, you missed to put the cuz on it. You know what I mean? But shout out to Devante and his beautiful wife April, man. But this guy been keeping her away from me, man. But yeah, man. Peace out, guys. I will catch you on the next one. Peace out.